And welcome back to Penberlan Farm. So today we are up on our field that we recently harvested, that I showed you in the last video. We need to get it baled. We've got rain on the way, and if we have, it doesn't show in the sky at the moment actually, but if we don't get this baled up, we're going to have issues. So let's get our baler started. We'll start up the tractor, and start up our baler. There we go. And then away we go. So yeah, we're going to get the headlands baled first. And then we're going to use the Merlot that we got over there. And we will get all of the bales on the headland out of the way. Because otherwise it makes it a lot more difficult for us to bale the main part of the field. So... And that's the best way of doing it. It's the way that we've always done it, and it's the way all the farms around here do it, actually. And it just makes things easier. And I'm not bale dodging, which is not something I particularly like doing. These things can be pretty heavy and do a bit of damage to the tractor if I don't. if I start running into them or start trying to nudge them with the front. So yeah. That's the easiest way. Is we'll get our headlands done, all 4 of them, and then we're not running over the straw if we then if we do it the other way. If we do the main body and then do the headlands, which of course will keep the bales out of the way. We're then not running over straw. And making it harder for the baler to pick up. So yeah, this is really the best way for us to do it. And I want to show you guys the best way that we do these, or the best practice that we have for doing stuff on the farm. All this equipment up on the field. Well, I didn't want to waste time running backwards and forwards while I was on the camera with you guys, so I brought it all up here ready for later. It's it is I'm interested to see how many bales we get off this field. Actually, we had quite a good yield as far as the crop went. I'm just gonna go and whip round and get that little bit we missed up the top there. There we go. We can still make it round and back. There we are. We don't seem to have produced a bale up to this point. Although, we may have. We just didn't drop out the back for a while. Yeah, the first one dropped out the back on the main round here. So we'll count bales as we go around as well. So there is our first one. Good. Yeah, and then it starts dropping them on a regular basis. There is our second. We have a third here as well. Yeah, third up at that top corner. Although we did miss a whole load of... I need to be careful here. Don't want to hit that bell. Yep, there we go. I hope that got it. There's only 3 so far. The other thing, of course, with doing the headlands before loading up and then doing the body, is that if our bale trailer gets too full, we won't have to worry about it. I think that's our 4th bale. Yeah, we'll be able to go and unload the stuff from the headland before we tackle the stuff from the main field. To be honest, though, we're not getting a huge number of bales off here. which is Slightly disappointing. Fifth bale, I think there. There we go. And that must be the 6th. Okay. I think how much, I'm trying to work out how much we have left. Here you go and get these 2 extra bits here. My biggest fear then, I was going to drop a bale right where I'm going to come back. Oh, let's be careful with this. There we are. We are doing a little bit of bale dodging at the moment. The less I can do of that, the better. There we go. Oh, might miss that little patch. Right, this is our last headland to do. Probably get that little patch on the way back then. We might get 3 high on this trailer actually, just from the headlands. That would be good. That would be 12 bales that we need from this headland. So we'll see how we go. That would be a full trailer, 12 bales. We'd be producing about 4 bales around, so yeah, we might. Or 3 bales around, sorry. We've got 4 rounds, so yeah, we might get 12 bales off this headland, which would be fantastic. There we go. And we'll get this last little bit, and then we will push the bales out of the back. Right. There we are. Right, let's clear the tractor, because I don't want to be pushing the bales out from there. There we go. Right, lift up the pick and turn it off. Right, and then we will unload any bales that we still have. Right, and that should now be all empty. Yep. Wow, only 1 bale sitting there. We must have done a drop just before we finished. So we will go and park this over here so that it's nicely out of the way. But of course we want to use it again in a minute. There we go. Right. And then we will head back down to the Merlot over here. Start her up and start stacking in some bales. The first one we'll take is actually the nearest one here. Go. One more. If we can get them 3 high before we put them on the bale trailer, that makes it easier for us. I'm going to put these. We have a slight tilt looking at that top one to the side, so we will we'll put this on the back. That way that won't affect us stacking anything else. There we go. And we should be loading at the back anyway, because we need to put the weight over the wheels to start with. Now, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to move the tractor, because on a slope like this, the chance that the trailer's going to tip is actually fairly high. So we'll just move the tractor here now that we've made some space. There we go. Now, the only trouble with loading this, well, actually, yeah, the only trouble loading this to the back first is that I can't clearly line up on anything. But I think we're going to be okay. There we go. Let's have a look. How's that? I'm pretty happy with that. We might have to nudge it over a bit with the next load that goes on. But yeah, in general, I'm pretty happy with that. Right, so let's grab 3 more. We'll start going further afield, so to speak. Go. Yeah, that's not good. Trouble is, if you don't get them lined up as well as possible, it causes you all sorts of problems. See, that still isn't. That, I think, is better. Go. Right, get this back down the other end. Alright, you've got 2 still down this end. We may actually have more than 12 bales off this, which is fine. What we'll do is we'll get the end bales so that if we can then bale the rest of this up and not have to worry about the rest. And it'll all be in before the rain comes, which is what we need. Because basically the rain will just disintegrate the straw. It will just, yeah, it will be completely unusable. Which we don't want. We really, really actually need this straw. We won't get through the winter without it. As it is, I think we may have to buy some in, to be honest. Right, we're going to line this up with the other one that's on there. And there we go. on there. It's not the most stable of things, but we will strap it down and that will sort that out. Allow us to get it back to the barn. Right, and we'll go get 3 more. We'll head down the other end of the field for this. We might run back and get the tractor actually, just to make it less of a trek. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Before we run the tractor down here, we'll take 2 from down here because we've got 1 down the other end. Yeah, we have slightly more than 12. I think we've got 13 bales. Unlucky for some, that. There we go. But at least this gives you guys a good idea of how we do this, how we go about baling and collecting up the straw after a harvest. And normally we wouldn't, I wouldn't worry too much about doing this all so quickly. But the trouble is, as I said, with the rain coming in, we're just going to lose quality of straw. So yeah, we need to get these done and in before that happens. Go. Whoops. There we are. That. Nice bale trailer this, in that it is perfect to fit on a lot of bales like that. Right, so we have 3 more bales here. There we go. There's our first one. I think we will see if we can get our 13th bale on top. Or I might just leave it. No, I'm just going to leave it there. The unluckiness of it. I'm not overly superstitious person, but yeah. Trying to... something about putting 13 bales on a trailer just makes me go... especially when I don't have to do it. That's the thing. That's the bit that makes me go... I shouldn't do that. I know I can fit 12 on here and get them safely back to the yard, so that's what I'm going to do. And it's not in the way for our next round of baling, and we can just pick it up as part of that. So and if we got another 13 bales off, or even another 12 bales off, that would be fantastic. I mean, that's 24 to 26 bales off this field, which would be absolutely amazing. That's a little bit far back. Yep, There we go. That'll do it. Right, and away we go. Put the last load on here. And that's all loaded up. So strap those on. And yeah, that is pretty nice. So I'm going to take those back down to the barn and get them unloaded before I come back and bale the rest of this field. But I'm going to leave you guys here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this trip to Penberlan Farm. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, along with much, much more, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.